Right, today's job, got a Baxi Megaflow Compact, similar to the GA boilers, the GA combis. Going to be changing the full plastic hydroblock in it because the old one's got a crack in it. Right, so the crack is basically where the PRV connection is. So you'll probably be able to see it better once I've got it all out, but I don't know if you can see it right there. So it's quite common on these because it's all plastic composite inside. Any adjustments trying to do, it can crack. So we're going to be taking the PRV out. PRV has been blocked through the outlet, so I'm going to have to cut that, redo that bit as well, renew the condens because that's been broken as well. Flow and return connections there, undo those, take the side casing off and try and slide it out through the side. Right, we're quite lucky here, we can get both side panels off, so it gives us quite a bit of room, so we can work around the left, work around the right, get to all of our connections. So yeah, this is, I'd say, probably an ideal scenario to do this job in. It won't always be like this. Sometimes it will be in tight cupboard spaces where you might only be able to get one side out, but you definitely need to be able to take one of the side panels off to be able to slide it out. Otherwise it will be very difficult to try and get it all out from the front. So the boiler's already been drained, the vessel's been pumped, so to make sure we get all the water out. Always get a new hose as well because these block up, and the rubber O-rings that goes into the hydro block also perishes as well. Then it's just a case of undoing your pump. You've got where's pump screws? You've got a pump screw there holding it in, and then you've got an Allen key down here holding it in. Then the pump will come off the return pipe, so it will come off of there, undo the flow pipe connection there. The PRV, I'm gonna cut that from there and then pull it out, and then you just got your flow and return isolation valves. Right, I don't know if you can see in there, but that PRV outlet is completely blocked up, so that wouldn't have been discharging, and that's why all that pressure is basically not been able to go anywhere, so it's caused the plastic hydroblock to crack inside and then start leaking. Okay, so flow return connections are undone. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws that are also holding the block down from the inside. So it's going to take those out and then start taking everything off from the hydro block inside. Alright, so to take the pump out, you've got a long 4mm hex bolt in the bottom there, and another one on the side there. So I've taken both of those out, taken out the big screw that was in there, and now the pump should be free and that should come out. Okay, there you go. That's the pump out. So it's only 1, 2 connection on the pump that go onto the return and onto the block there. So that's the right hand side pretty much free. Just got to take out the pressure gauge connection there. Alright, pressure gauge connection's out. Taking out the expansion vessel hose. Now I've got to undo this clip to take out the flow pipe. Disconnect the pressure sensor from the back. The new block comes with a new pressure sensor anyway, so that disconnected. Pull that around the front. And then we should be ready to pull the whole thing out. Right, what I've actually done is taken out the flow pipe completely because this rubber bit in the middle feels completely solid, so I'm going to try and clean that out as well before I put it all back together. I didn't want to crunch it and then all the crap inside goes straight back into the boiler. I mean, that's pretty bulgy there, so I'm going to try and see if I can flush it through a bit. And there's the crack. Right there, let's just completely come away. So I'll take the PRV out and that'll be easy taking the whole block out. Right, everything's loose, all the screws are from underneath, all the connection undone. So now it should just lift out, and well, we can choose which side we want to pull it out from on this occasion. There we go. block, and you can see that's actually been leaking at the back as well. You can see a bit more clear now, so that's been leaking at that back connection. So this is why they've been having pressure loss issues for a while. So it's not just been the crack at the front, but it's this bit at the back as well. And yeah, so we'll give this a bit of a clean up and then pop the new one in. Right, so I've cleaned that out. This is some of the debris that came out of the rubber hose in there. Ran under the tap, and there was a lot of restriction there. That was only coming out, like it was dribbling out. After I cleaned it out, put this under the tap, we've got full flow coming out. So at least we know we're not going to have any restriction issues with this once we put it back. Giving that a bit of a clean up as much as I could. And the new block, it comes with a new pressure sensor, comes with a new PRV. That PRV I've got make up with a male line on it. And then yeah, put the pump back on, expansion vessel, yeah, and we're good to go. Right, that's the block in and connected. It's all screwed in, nice and secure. Now I'm just gonna, in reverse order, put the pump on, flow connection, pressure gauge, PRV, I'll do that last. And then yeah, we'll be good to go. Right, it's all back together. All the connections are done. Yeah, just thinking to myself, make sure all the wet connections are done. Yeah, and let's open up the flow and returns. We'll get it pressurized and just test it for leaks. Okay. Moment of truth. Right, that's all pressurized. We are at just over 1 bar, 1.5 bar. That's residual water there. No leaks there. No leaks there. All the other connections are all looking good. Cool. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run this through purge while I'm going to do the PRV and the condense. Right, power's on. Now to run this through purge mode, press IP and heat minus for 6 seconds until you see the numbers 312. 312. Now that's basically purging the whole system. So AAV is open. Pump's going to cycle on and off until you get sort of any excess air, because there'll be excess air in the main heat exchanger where we've drained it all down. So it's going to get rid of all the air. Pump's going to cycle on and off. I'll let it do its thing. Demand is all off, and I'm going to start working on the PRV connection and the condense connection as well. And there you go. Right, let's see if we can see this PRV blockage a little bit better. And that was, don't know what that is, but it's just blocked straight through. And there we go. Boiler's back up and running. Pressure's good. PRV's redone. Condenser's redone. They've got heating hot water again. Job done.